All right, I'm about to mix my color. I'm gonna have to put this probably toward the light so I can see. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of I'm doing this off camera so I can do it on by my light so I can see. Actually, I might just go on ahead and do a complete one. I like to kind of tap it and then we'll look to see what I got. Oh, gotta take my glasses off, y'all. All right. I'm gonna do 2 draws. There's so many different things on here, but I'm gonna do 2. That's 1. Because it's a big baby, and I think what I'm gonna do is bake it in the oven. So, hold on. I'll be right back when I'm done doing this. Okay, I have equal part of silicone part A, silicone part B. And so now I have to decide on the color that I want to start with. And actually, it really does not matter because this color is not going to go on as bright. This one I've been using, this is what, the espresso, and this one is brown. And I think what I'm going to do is start with the espresso. So make sure you shake it up. Shake it up before you use it. And with this one, for some odd reason, it only comes out like a little at a time. Oh, but let me stop right quick. And I think I'm gonna start doing something new. It's Saturday, and I'm not quite sure when I'm gonna upload this video, but today is Saturday, May the 6th, I think. Yeah, May the 6th. And I wanna start doing small business Saturday shout outs. And I'm going to start with a close friend of mine's. If you are in the area, if you know where the 614 is, you know where that's at. It's in Columbus, Ohio. My friend Raquel Walton is a mobile notary public. And if you Google search her name, rocksteadynotary@gmail.com, you can look at all of the things that she has to offer. She is trying to get her business up and running. She has everything, her licensing and all that, so she can do notaries. So that is a shout out to Rocksteady Notary. And I think I'm going to start doing that. If you have a small business or know anybody with a small business, send me a message, send me a screenshot of their card or anything, and I would do a Saturday small business shout out. And I think that's great to help with small businesses. So back to the baby. All right, this is the espresso, and I'm going to mix some in. They say a little goes a long way, but I want y'all to know I want to get some deep colors into this silicone. Every time I try to get a deep color in the silicone after I mat it, I realized that the color is not as deep as I wanted it. So I'm going to try my best to start with a base that is going to be nice and rich. So anywho, we're gonna do a few more drops. And I know most people, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Like I said, I am trying to get a nice deep color on this doll. I did say I had an inspiration that was for my son's picture. Honestly, if I can even go darker, I wouldn't mind doing that, because all of my silicone dolls are as dark as I wanted it to be. Okay, so we got a lot in there. We put a lot of drops in that one. I'm gonna mix it up, and we are going to see what it looks like. I usually use a toothpick, but I'm gonna use this. Y'all see how deep that color is? It won't be that. Once I paint it on and pounce it off, it will not be this deep. Don't forget to add in your paint thinner. A few drops. Don't add too much paint thinner because you don't want it to be so loose that it doesn't stick on your silicone. But I am going to put a little bit more in there. Actually, I forgot. I needed paint thinner when I do my brush. Oops. So I'm just putting a little paint thinner in my little container over there. I don't know if I can see it right here. And I'll get a little bit more from here and add a few more drops here. And I'll just keep some in there. And we're gonna keep stirring. And again, I wanna at least try to do, if not 2 coats tonight, because I'm starting late. So that's that. If you like that consistency, we're good. Okay, all right, I got my little sponges that I really enjoy using. It gives it a really nice texture. So, and I bought 2 really big bags of these sponges off of Amazon. So we're gonna use that. And then these brushes I just got at Walmart, very inexpensive brushes. So I have a whole bunch of brushes. And I've got my tweezers in case I see hair or anything stuck on it. So we're going to kind of point it. I don't really want to point it by the light. Hold on for just a second. Okay. I don't know. My light isn't working too good. I mean, it is, but it's just like, all right, how the doll is laying is how I'm going to paint. And I gotta get started. I don't want this paint to be curing on me. I'm gonna paint one half and then put it in the oven and then do the other half. So what we're gonna do is just start with the face and try not to get any drips. If you think your paint is too thick, you can always come back and use more paint thinner. And I am applying the color and pouncing it off. And I do apologize about my light because honestly, it looks like crap. But I'm glad that I have this so I can go around and make sure I have no pooling. So we're gonna just get some. Get it all. So this is the first coat. So it's pretty much how you do your vinyl. You paint it on and then you pounce it off. And with this, turntable is good. Well, let's get all up in there. Now, you know, the first several coats, you're getting the whole face. And once the colors start building up, you're gonna have your face part be a little light. Let's not forget the ears. And the neck. Gotta get in the ears. There's some parts though, when the baby's turned around, it'll be easier to get. And if that's too big, come back in with your smaller one. And if you see lint, try to get it off. You're not gonna be able to get all the lint off, but you can get some off. All right, we're gonna flip them over. This I probably would have taped it, but honestly, I'm gonna take it off. So I don't know, y'all. And then we're gonna do this ear and over here. I put way too much paint over there on that side. Yep, silicone paint is sticky. Okay, hold on for just a second. I'm gonna use a smaller one to really kind of get up in that ear. But when I flip it around, I'll be able to, and then you can use a small one for details. First coat, y'all not gonna be able to tell anything whatsoever. So we're just gonna keep on painting. Keeping on painting. And paint in pounds. Because you don't want any pooling whatsoever. And I'm gonna lay them how I want them to be. This is a big baby, and I made like double, and I probably have to come back and make some more. For the other side. If you need a smaller one, use your smaller one to get under the arms. So we're gonna just keep going, and I am going to fast forward this. Just make sure when you do the underarm that it's not like a straight line. You don't want to have like a line. So I'm going to speed this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my sponge, and before I put it in the oven, I'm going to go back and make sure there's no pooling anywhere before I bake it, because once I bake it, it is stuck however it is. So let's turn it around. Especially the head, but even though if there's pooling on the head, hair is going to cover it, but still. And I think that looks pretty good. This is the first coat, and we will come back to see after it bakes. Make sure under the arms are good. And the neck. So in the oven this goes. And y'all see how much I made, and this I used almost all of it, so I know how much I have to make per each side. So I'll be back. So while I'm waiting on my baby to bake, I'm gonna go ahead and clean my brush. Clean it really good. I like to twirl it around there. Really good. Then dry it off. Then I'll be ready for the next round. And you do it as many times as you think you need to do it. Okay, I just took him out the oven. I'm gonna let him cool down before I do the second coat. So unfortunately, you can see that piece of hair that I did not catch. Since he is baked and cured, it will not come. Oh, it did come off, you guys. Yay. Oh, it must have just fell on there. Yeah, I was like, I didn't really notice any hair when I was putting him in the oven. So, this one I think might be stuck on there, unfortunately, because I don't want to make a hole in it just to pull the hair off. But at least that long piece. So this is the first coat. I think I'm gonna do the underside, and then I'm gonna do some more tomorrow, sometime after church, because my lighting is horrible. So anyways, that is what the baby is looking like. And really I'm glad that the head doesn't have any pooling on it, the neck. So, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. How many coats do y'all think this baby's gonna take? Other babies that I did, oh wow, the other silicones, I'm gonna say they probably were about, you know, after a while I stopped losing count, but I definitely do want to try to keep count on how many coats I do with this baby. So again, when he cools off a little, I'm gonna flip him over and we'll do the second half. Let's see if I can take that off. Nope. It won't come off. He's gonna have a cute little mole right there. So I made the same amount as I did for my front part, and I didn't use that much. So the next time that I do the back painting, I would just make half for the front, because the back is not as large of an area as the front. So this is how much that I have left over from the back. So the baby is in the oven. This is done. Done that away, but I have a lot more. And when the baby comes out, I will take a video, and then I will do some more tomorrow. So stay tuned for the complete coat. And this was coat number 1. This was the espresso I used. I don't know if you guys can tell from what it looked like before, but this is the first coat. Again, my lighting, because it's nighttime. It's just whatever's. Just took him out, and this baby's going to have a whole lot more coats on him. But I'll do another coat probably tomorrow. There was a spot that I did not see on this baby right here. You see, seriously, because I would have fixed it. So what I might try to do tomorrow when it cools down is come back in and try to fill in that hole. But again, that's something that you should do before you start painting. But because I only painted 1 coat, maybe I can get away with it. I'm gonna flip him over so he can get off his face. All right. There is some spots where he got stuck on. So we are definitely gonna have to fix him. But right now he is in 1 coat. And I might just lay him flat on a piece of cardboard and not in this, or on this. But for the moment, this is what he's looking like. Just make sure you get all of these little thingies off of him. So next coat, we're gonna have to, you guys can't see this part right here, I'm going to tomorrow fix that. Actually, I might go ahead and do it right now. So hold on. Okay, we're trying. This is trial and error, y'all. So we are going to fix this little part. I just mixed up a little bit of that silicone, and I'm going to use a one of these. I'm glad I'm actually fixing it up. Even if this spot turns out to be a light spot, it's okay. So, and there's hair. I know y'all can't really see what I'm doing. That's the bad part about rooting and then painting. So that part, we're gonna just let it dry. Because even if you can't see the hair, there's hair there. Okay. We're gonna let that dry. You can kind of smooth it out as best as you can, but you still want it to you know, kind of be fixed. That hole in the shoulder, honestly, I don't know how I missed that one. Let's stand up, and where did it go? It's on, can y'all see that right here? It's not really a hole, it's just, it might be. What are we gonna do? We're going to fix it. I don't know if I can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to kind of smooth it out. Okay. There is some imperfections on this baby. And there is hair. So I just try to pick it off as best if I can. And because I'm not going to do any more tonight, I'm going to cover it up because it is getting a lot of lint attracted to it. A lot of little particles. I don't even have a pet, but there is just a lot of, in my apron, I probably should have washed it or something, but the things that's going to be naturally stuck on this baby is just going to have to be, because you won't be able to get every single solitary thing off. Not at all. But anyways, see, it's like hair wrapped around the finger. Oh gosh. What I might have to do is take this cover off my table and what, I gotta wrap my hair up too. Yeah, those little hairs on the fingers. Okay, got that taken care of. That shoulder, move this. Make sure that it's not going to be like a big gigantic. Turn around. Like a big lump. And actually, because the baby's still warm, when I put that silicone on it, it almost, it's like really drying soon. So that is all that we are going to do for this little fella tonight. And we will do coat number 2 tomorrow. Oh, there's more. And you know, I just took hair off on this section and it looks like it got attracted to it. So I'm gonna cover this little baby up so he can stop getting little hairs on him. So cute, you guys. Let's just look at him. Going to be adorable. All right, thanks for watching.